Good afternoon. This is Mario from the Global Weather News and Trends video, my second video in a row. And welcome back. And I thank you for listening and tuning to my channel. Again, my channel is just the beginning. I'm only limited to 10 minutes, unfortunately, but trying to work on this and trying to get as much information into 10 minutes I can. So, what I always talk about, I always want to look at a global scale of a lot of things. The news, a lot of things, everybody looks at individual things, but to me, a global aspect. So I always bring up these three websites, and I might bring up more down the road. But the one I always look at is Sunburn Map. This is one, bear with all the ads on here, but I like it because what it does, it tells you where the UV index is 11 plus or extreme. So right now, it's becoming summer down the southern hemisphere, like I mentioned before. Well, if you notice this past summer, we felt tingling. That's because the radiation, it's not that's the heat, it's the tingling. So this is a good map to keep track of when you go out during the day, even in the winter. So you can see in the United States right now, we're mainly cloudy to not much of using suntan. But if you notice the southern hemisphere, they really need it, and everything's baking here in the jungles of Africa and South America. The other website I like to use, this is something that you could use as an app on your phone. I like it. It's the Ventusky. Again, this is another global map I like to use at the high level. This map here shows you all the cold weather, tells you in the future, tells you what trends are coming, what's going on, especially in different areas or parts of the country, or the globe, basically. And you click on the rain gauge, you'll be able to see where the rain is. Again, you look at the future here, and again, on a global scale. I mean, you got the weather.com, but nothing of this kind of magnitude that tells you what's going on. So if you have relatives in other countries and things like that, that's something to look at there. So again, another good map is Ventusky. This is also an app on your phone. The other one I like to use is the ROSE EDS, disaster awareness map. And again, this one, I always point this out, is what's going on here. If you notice, everything that's blinking here are earthquakes at a global scale. Anything particular you're looking at, for example, here, this is infrastructure issues. This one here, in this United Kingdom, biological hazards. If you click on the details, it'll give you more specific information on here. Again, something to look at on here. Things to look at, what kind of issues are going on in here. And it also talks about where's the daylight. These are talk about earthquakes, the tectonic plates, any storms that are brewing, any tropical storms like these ones here. And you can always see at a glance that a lot of companies use this website. So you have access to it also on your app, and something to look at on a daily basis to keep track and send your notifications on there too. The other one I like to use is solar activity. Like I mentioned before, the sun affects our health, affects us, affects the weather, affects our climate. And if you notice today, there's no sunspots at all. The sun is completely white. Of black spots on there. So this is something to keep track of. So if you feel moody or a little agitated, you could tell by the sunspots that are brewing up there. And there's other graphs to look at, but SpaceWeatherLive.com is a great website to look at. I know some of this stuff is like more scientific, but really you could just look at the number of sunspots, and this would tell you what's going to go on, how you would feel on there. The other one I like to watch and spend a little bit more time is the Watchers. This site I like to use a lot, and it's something you should do. It's a global scale website, and it tells you what the weather.com or major national news outlets won't go by. But here it talks about Qatar going through a lot of flooding on here. It also talks about space debris hitting California, and then the major floods and Tanzania on here, and then the weekly activity volcano report. And again, there's another tropical storm near Mexico, an asteroid, very bright meteor illuminates the night sky. So over Japan. So these are sites that I like to use, and I think you should be in tune there. Again, what affects the world affects us, and it's great to look at the weather. I mean, some people are just glued to TV watching things, but really you need to look at things outside. Look outside in the sky, enjoy the weather, but at the same time, when the weather affects you, it's great to plan ahead, not to react, but look ahead and see what's going on here. So I thank you for your time. I do appreciate that. Hope to see you soon. And any comments, let me know. Again, my site is becoming little by little, it's growing on here. But if not, have a great day.